Hi, today I'm going to show you how to edit a straightforward video using Windows Media Maker. Now, Windows Media Maker comes free with all PCs up until those installed with Windows 7. So you may have it on your PC, you may not. If you have got Windows 7, I just want to show you here, you can Google up here Windows Movie Maker Windows 7 and you will come up with a screen here, and there are various downloads that you can get that download straight to your computer. I'm not going to show you how to do that, that's something that you can do. So once you have it installed, you'll find that this is the small icon here at the bottom, which is your editing version for Windows Movie Maker. So you open your Windows Movie Maker and basically you come up with a screen which looks something like this. So I'm just going to take you through the various options. We'll start at the bottom. This is called a timeline along here, and this shows you the timings of your video, how long it is in seconds. So your video will sit on this track. Any transition that you use, for example, you might want to do a fade, you might want to fade to black, that will sit in here. Any audio track that you put down that's related to your video will sit in here. You also then have the option to add audio or music further down here, and also some titles or overlays. So for example, if you wanted to put in your website address or something whilst the footage was actually running. So that's basically how the timeline runs. Now you can choose the timeline. You see here we've got show storyboard. The storyboard shows the pictures that you've chosen, or you can choose to show the timeline. So choose the timeline, and then you'll come up with this. Okay, so first up what you have to do is you have to import your video. So you've got your video saved somewhere on your laptop or on your PC, and you need to import it. So we come up here where it says capture video, and we come to import video. Now I've already done this stage because this will take a while because of the amount of footage that I've got in this particular section. So what you will end up with is you will basically end up with a screen that looks like this, with each of your little videos coming up. Now it's a drag and drop system, so it's pretty straightforward to use. So I'm going to choose to edit this video here. So I use my left click and then I drag it down onto the video and release it. And there we can see the video, and the footage has come down, and also here so has the audio. Now I'm running at just under, or about 1 minute 45 seconds. So that's the footage that I've got. Now if I want to watch it, I come over to the screen here and I can press the play button. So I'll show you how that works. So there, I'm just getting ready to start. So obviously I don't want any of this on my video.
Hello.
So that's somewhere that I might choose to have a look or start the video. Now if we come back to our timeline down the bottom here, we can see that this blue bar has moved along, and if I move that you can see that the video actually jumps there in the top right hand corner. So this tells us where we are on the timeline. So there are two ways that you can start your in point. Basically, when you click down here you can see the red arrows, so I can click on there and move along to where it is I want to start the video. And you can see now that my video has got shorter because I've started the beginning earlier. If I do a mistake, for example I've got the wrong place there, I can come up here to the undo button and press undo, and that takes me back to the beginning. Now another thing that I can do, which is easier for trying to be more precise, is I find my video in point again. So I run the video, I watch up here in the top right hand corner, and I think when I get to where I want, I press pause. So I don't want to say hello.
Hello.
So this is where I want my video to start. Now what I can do if I need to change the frames one by one is I can use these on the right and the left, and they just tidy up for me. So I've decided that this is where I want to start. So I come up here to the clip option, which I left click, set start trim point. So this is where I want to start. So as I click that, you'll notice the front section of the video disappears and I have my new in point. There we go. So that's an easier way to do it. If you're looking at very tight audio and you need to cut on a particular word, you may wish to use these buttons here. Now these are plus and minus zooms in onto the timeline. So as I go in, you can see the times on the top here are changing. So I zoom in as much as I can. Now if I look down here on the audio, I can see, basically I can see as I'm speaking. So what I can do is I can decide where to cut in. So let's just play that so you can see what I'm demonstrating.
I want to remind you to...
So there we go. So as I say remind you, you see here I have this large audio sound here. So I can click in there. I can come up here to my clip, set my trim point, and it will start there.
To remind you to have fun.
Okay, so there we go. So that's the basics of how to actually edit the picture and edit the sound. So I'm just going to go back to where I decided to start my video. There we go. And now I'm going to decide where I want to end my video. So this will be very long on the timeline because I've zoomed out. So I'm going to zoom back in here. There we go, and you can see it makes it shorter. I'm going to move my cursor to the end because I don't want to watch everything. And I'm going to watch the end bit and choose my out point.
The tide's in, and I think I'm going to go for a quick canoe.
So I pause there. That's where I want to cut out. Now again, I have the choice. I can click on here and you see it makes a black line. And then I can jump along to where I chose. I just undo that. Or I find my out point, there we go, and I come up to my clip and I set end trim point. And as you watch, that little extra bit will be deleted. There we go. So now I've got all the footage that I want to have in my video, so it's time to add titles and some music.